I've been using the MX Master lineup for years now, from the very first MX Master 1 to the 2, the 3, the 3S, and now the brand new MX Master 4. When Logitech first announced the Master 4, I knew I had to pick one up immediately. Just so you know, I did buy this with my own money and this video is not sponsored. I've honestly just been a fan of the MX series line. So the question is the upgrade worth it, or is it just all hype? We're gonna see what's new and we're gonna compare them to the prior models and just see whether it's probably best to go and save your money and for the older models, or go for this, which is not cheap. But we'll get to that. If you do decide to get this model or any of the prior ones, it's all going to be in the description below, as if you use that link, it is going to support the channel. So let's get started. All right, so let's start off by unboxing the MX Master 4. All right, packaging is pretty nice. So if you are curious, just it looks like it comes with 2-month special offer from Adobe. Okay, so we got the box here. Nice. And honestly, my first impressions is wow, this is nice. Can we scratch this? No, I'm sure people would throw this part away thinking that it's trash, but it's not. It's not trash, so make sure you don't throw that out. Not that anything important. Oh, I take that back. Something important, definitely important, is going to be the Bolt receiver. And yeah, guys, now we have the Thunderbolt receiver. So you'd see that there, get it to focus. That's pretty nice. And it looks like we're gonna see some documentation and stuff. All right, I think that's it. If you notice inside the box, there was no USB-C cable. For me, I think that's fine. I think a lot of companies are doing that now anyways. And that's because by now in 2025, more likely you have USB-C cables just hanging out, not being used. But if that is not you, you could get a USB-C cable online of your choice. So yeah, this is it. And if we would put it side by side, and by the way guys, I left the other ones dirty intentionally. I do clean my mice pretty often, but unfortunately it gets dirty. And you know, this is a good example. This is something people have been talking about, is they wish the materials don't capture so much dirt. And I could see it's so dirty, like legit. I'm even embarrassed to show this. And this is literally weekly cleaning and it's already dirty, like especially this one. So here's the 3, there's the 3S, and here's the new MS4. So guys, the first impressions really out the box, I could tell it still has that premium feel, just like all the other MX Masters. I'm happy to say that the material used on this new MX Master is a lot much better. I could just tell that it's not going to end up looking like the prior ones, and more likely this place is still going to probably capture oil, but it won't look as dirty as these guys probably. So before we compare the MX Master 4 to the 3 and the 3S, let's talk about what's new with the MX Master 4. There's really 4 main things to highlight. The first thing is the ergonomics. It is now a different design, and I can feel that it does feel a little different to put my hand over, but it's nothing like crazy different from the 3 and the 3S. The second thing is the top side of the mouse is now plastic. It's more like good plastic. You can tell obviously it's pretty light, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like super cheap plastic. And I think this is a big welcome change, just because the prior models, if you've ever had it before, you know it gets dirty pretty quick. And when you try to clean it, even with like liquids, it doesn't clean too well. However, I would mention that it does for sure pick up oils from your hand. I've only had this mouse for about a few minutes now, and I could already see that my fingerprints are having a blast on top of the mouse. The third new thing is the buttons. One of the biggest ones is going to be the action button. There's another button now added to the side, and so this is more likely going to be the action button. You can configure it to whatever you want, which we'll look at the software later. However, this is going to be right now the dedicated action button. Also, the side scroll wheel is a little longer, and just the buttons overall just have a little touch up. And the last new thing is going to be haptic feedback. We'll look at how that works later with using software. So those are going to be the 4 main exclusive things for the MX4. But when it comes to the software, however, a lot of the things that this could do, the other guys can do as well. But although the other ones can do the same thing, you can tell that the software is more optimized for something like the MX Master 4. So what do I mean by that? For example, with the MX Master 4, the dedicated action button is literally going to be the action button. Whereas if you had the MX Master 3S, well, you're gonna have to lose one of your buttons. For example, if you use these as volume up or down buttons, then it's gonna be gone. Now that we know what the special specs are for the MX Master 4, let's compare those to the other ones. Now my main comparison is really gonna be between the 3S and the MX Master 4, because the 3 honestly still carries a lot of what the 3S does. However, it's just the S is for silent, and it's not gonna be the annoying click depending on who you are. It may be annoying, it may be not. For me, I like clicks, but when it first came out, I didn't like the silent. I made a video about it, but since then, my opinion has changed. Like when you're eating or watching something, like a click literally sometimes can make you lose what you heard. I know it's pretty wild, but it's true. It's just like when you're eating chips and it's loud. That's kind of how I feel now with the clicks. But with the silent, you don't miss anything. Let's talk about how these mice feel. Mice, right? I don't think I'm gonna say mouses. That doesn't make any sense. Let's see how these mice feel. If I'm wrong on that, that's too bad. English is my second language anyways. So speaking of these mices, so all right, let's get serious. So something that I'm realizing all like straight out the bat, if I was to feel this, okay, so the feel feels about the same, but it does feel a little bulkier on the whiff side. And you can see, I guess my hand doesn't look oily, but you can see it is already picking up some of my oil from my hands. But to be honest, it's not that bad at all. And wow, I could definitely feel this. The button feels really good. In case you're wondering, all of them do come with different color options. They do have a white option, which I really wanted, but at the same time, just because I know how dirty these could get, I know the black would look better. Despite cleaning it, it always gets dirty. All right, so looking underneath, you could see that they all look pretty similar. I'm gonna skip the 3 just because it's about the same with the 3S. But you can see that with the MX Master 4, it's a lot much flatter on the bottom side there, and over here it does have a little bit of a rise on the sides here. Another thing to note is now the screws are now available for those who want to do some DIY things. It's now there. Apparently people have been complaining about this. I could only think of maybe dust going in and then people wanting to clean it, but then again, for me, I have one of those blowers where you just basically blow the sides, and that usually does the trick. There is another bigger hole down here. I'm not really sure what it is, but if I figure it out, I'll put it down on the screen. If I look into it, it looks like it's just a screw in there. So all of these mice are going to be able to connect via the bolt. Now these two are going to be with the Logitech USB-A, and then with the new MX4, it's going to be the USB-C. Whichever one, I don't know, does it really matter? Not really. If you have the newer computers, this should not be a problem for you, especially if you have, let's say, a Mac. This is definitely going to be very welcomed for you. But if you have something like a Windows where not all the ports are USB-C, this might be an issue for you. So you might have to get a converter, or if I'm not wrong, if you have one of these older ones, you can connect all your devices to just one bolt. So there's also that. So once again, all these mice are going to have access to the Logi Options software, where you can assign keystrokes and also access the marketplace to add some cool software features on these mice. If you're wondering what the sensors are for these mice, I'll put them on the screen, also with their associated DPIs. They're also claiming that the mice is 90% quieter from the 3, and no kidding. Everything is going to be quieter because this is going to be the S model, and then this is the MX4. So really, these two should be in real comparison on how quieter it is. But let's go ahead and hear all of them. So let's go ahead and turn on the mouse right here on the bottom. It's going to be the power button. Oh wow, so once you turn it on, there's this haptic feeling that you get greeted with. So once again, all these MX versions are going to be able to access the software. So let's go ahead and see what that's like inside. So it looks like we are greeted to be able to copy our settings over. I like to always start new, but I guess we will. We'll just copy our settings over. All right, so there it is. So here, meet your new MX Master. And one thing I always loved about the software is how easy and intuitive they make everything just look. So we could put how sensitive we want this. Oh, wow. You definitely feel high. I'll probably keep it low, between low and medium. Okay, so it looks like we have some softwares that we already have. Okay, so now what we can do is we could click the show rings and we can customize exactly how we want the buttons to function whenever we hit the haptic feedback button on the side. It has some preset ones here, like next track, set the volume. So if I hit this and went over the volume, we should see the volume down there go up and down. Guys, this is really like very innovative and I really love this. And so we could pick from other things in here, like switching our profiles, maybe even a folder. So you have like endless possibilities of things you can do. So you could have system ones where you could have it open like files, folders. I open a lot of folders. Say I'm editing and I want to make like a editing folder. I could just create one there. Say there's a certain web page I always go to, I could create one there. Another big thing I do a lot is screenshots. So if I don't want to use the keyboard, I could just make one of these a screenshot. So let's remove the volume one and then go to haptic feedback, screenshot, and boom, we're good. There it is. So this is more under the general profile. Now there's the other ones where depending on your software you're in, you can now customize. So if I'm in DaVinci Resolve, the mouse would know that I'm in DaVinci and it'll switch over the profile over to DaVinci. All right, so now I have DaVinci Resolve on. So if I go to the Logi options, it should show that we're under DaVinci Resolve. So it does. So it does show here that I can try some new things here. So add serial node. So that's going to be more likely going to be in the color page. So if I do this and then we do this, there it is. It worked. It literally added the note. Wow. And it looks like we could do other things that I find more useful. For sure, I use a lot of audio levels. That's going to be very useful. Clip change duration, speed, link. Yeah, link is going to be really good for me. So this is going to be really useful, and I could only imagine this increasing someone's workflow. So there was something I said earlier. I wish the buttons on the bottom could sync with the keyboard. Although I don't see that option yet, it does allow you at least to configure or change to one of the paired devices through the action rings. We can click something like configure action ring and find the general aspect of it here. So we could do search and we could probably do switch maybe. And there it is. We could do a profile switch from exactly there. So we wanted to do this and we could choose the device. Like here's device 1, device 2. Pretty cool. I really like this. And then you should be able to switch easily. And of course, it also does still have Logiflow. So if you have two computers, essentially if you go to the edge, it would automatically go to the other computer. Pretty nice. I've used it before. I don't use it that much, but it's cool to know that it's there. All right, so let's talk about some pros and cons. The pros. The refresh design does actually feel cleaner and easier to maintain. So far, I've used it for about an hour now, and although I said there was fingerprints, they somehow disappeared, and I'm pretty sure they'll come back the more I use it, but it's cool to know that it's not going to get as dirty as the prior models. The next pro, and I'm really loving it, is the action button. I know it's just one extra button, but the potential with software updates is going to make this basically the best thing out there. The third thing, I'm sure you saw this coming already, is going to be the haptic feedback. It's actually pretty great. I thought it was going to be a gimmick or just like, oh, that's cool and all, but it's well implemented. Another pro they're claiming is 70 days with the battery life. Obviously, depending on how you optimize it, it may be less, but I'm pretty sure you'll more likely still get 2 months before you need to charge. Speaking of the charging, this isn't really dedicated to just this mouse. The other ones do it as well. With just 1 minute charge, you could get up to 3 hours of use. And next thing is the specs on this is pretty good with 8K DPI. It's not really going to be for gaming, but you can. Obviously, if you're doing competitive gaming, you'll use something else, probably like the GH502s, but this should be good enough for even light gaming. And another thing I like about this, more cosmetic, it really pairs really well with the MX keys. It feels like it was designed for each other versus the other one, it just kind of felt a little bit out of place. Now, speaking of the cons, I'm gonna say the big elephant in the room here is the price. The price of this is $119 at the time of recording this video. Now, I got mine for $20. Yes, you heard me right, that's $20, and that's only because I had a $100 gift card from Best Buy for buying too many things, I guess. And so I got mine for 20 bucks. But if that gift card was not there, would I still get this? I'll let you guys know shortly. Another con for me, but if things change while I'm editing this video and I spend more time with it, I'll let you guys know. But as of now, I do wish it switches whenever I switch on my keyboard. Say if I go to device 2, I do wish this automatically also switches to device 2. I'm still waiting for that update. For me, that's going to be the biggest game changer. All right, so the part you've been waiting for. Is this worth the upgrade? If you're on the MX Master 2 or earlier, absolutely. The improvements here are well worth the upgrade. If you're on the 3 or the 3S, it depends. If you want the action button and the haptic feedback and you've got the budget for it, I would definitely say you should go for it. However, most of the key features, like I mentioned, like the software ones, are already going to be available on prior models. All you're really getting here is going to be the haptic feedback, the extra button, and then also the new design changes. Now, one thing I would say is the software is still at its early stages when it comes to the action ring. Now, I know it's going to get better. So if you buy it now, you are technically an early-ish adopter, but I know that in a year's time, potentially a lot of the features are going to be a lot much better with this mouse. So why not just get ahead of the curve? So am I going to keep this? I mean, you already know the answer. I don't gotta, hype it up with drum roll. No, I'm not keeping it. I'm joking. Yes, I am definitely keeping the mouse. 100% well worth the investment. I only got it for 20 bucks. Don't forget, if you decide to buy one, it is going to be in the description below. Go ahead and watch this next video, because if you click this video, more likely you're going to want to know what this video tells you. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.